Okay, this might be a conspiracy theory, my friends, but I noticed a little something when I was reading Mark Millar's King of Spies the other night. And it's something about his work that in recent years, a lot of it has a theme of dealing with the Illuminati or the sort of shadow governments out there, the people in charge, the elite of the elite billionaires. And King of Spies was very, very similar to this in sort of the concept. And then you get into his other stuff, and it's like, this seems to be on this author's mind quite a bit. I wonder what he's trying to say here. And if you look into kind of his background, and I'm just reading into this myself. This is my opinion on his kind of quasi-socialist beliefs that he's got involved for his politics. It makes for a pretty interesting read here. And so I read King of Spies. I read Magic Order 2 this weekend, and we're going to just dive into this and dive into the psychology of the author in just a moment. Smash that like and subscribe button, everybody. This is John Delarose, the most trusted name in comics news, and really appreciate you all for being here and for, of course, watching our videos. And on top of it, I really appreciate you guys for being readers. The Illuminati in comics, or at least the Whisper Network that's at the top of comics, does not want our graphic novels to be discovered, and that's exactly why they've worked overdrive to blacklist us over talking about comics here on JDA Talks Comics. And we have been blacklisted from Kickstarter now after delivering multiple successful campaigns. Despite being a great example of just somebody who actually delivers books on a regular basis in a timely manner, they don't want that on their platform. They just want, pornography and then people who scam people over there on Kickstarter. And so we launched on Fund My Comic, which is a free speech platform, and we are loving it. Great platform, great group. And this graphic novel is a tremendous success so far, so I appreciate you guys for coming in hard on this. It's Space Marine versus bugs in outer space, demonic bugs, and of course they have to save humanity. An all-male Space Marine team because I wanted to provide just like an awesome high-tea adventure for you guys. So check this out. It's in the description below. It's a 66-page graphic novel, and you'll absolutely love this if you love action-packed comics, if you love a lot of adventure and fun. Science fiction, this is for you. Thank you guys so much for supporting, and please back the book today. Grab it digitally. Just try us out if you haven't already, or you can go in on all of my graphic novels on here as well if you really want to go down and have a lot of fun. So cool. So yeah, like I said, I was reading King of Spies from Mark Millar the other day, and I can't really highlight all the pages in this book because there is some nudity involved in here. But what it basically comes down to as a concept is a James Bond-like spy, did his deeds back in the day for the British government, and it starts in Panama in 1990. You can see right here that the art is fantastic in here. This is some of my favorite art on a Millar World book that I've seen so far, and just starts in a ton of action. You see a guy jumping off a roof and then just shooting people up. And gets into an immediate situation where he's in a van where a lady's delivering a baby. It's just so fast-paced. Absolutely love it. But that's not what really drew my interest about this book. What drew my interest is what happens later is the guy's retired. He's old now, and he's the King of Spies, and his name's King. It's a very nice pun name that you get with a lot of kind of titles. And he kind of regrets all the work he did over the years for the government. He realizes as he is dying of cancer and has about 6 months to live that basically everything he did in these situations was just for people who were no better than the people that he was sent off to kill, and sometimes even worse in these situations. And so he basically says, screw it, I've got 6 months to live. I don't even care anymore. I'm going to die anyway. I'm just going to off all the bad people out there. And he starts going after Illuminati members and the 1%, and he goes after these sex traffickers and pedos and drug dealers, and they're all connected to the governments because honestly, if you think about just the way that the real world works, all these people are connected to the governments. They are just the massively wealthy, and they think they can get away with murder because they're at the top echelons of things, and rules don't apply to them. It really gets super subversive as he goes after people close to the Queen at the time. And then ends up actually on a plane where he assassinates somebody who looks very much like George W. Bush. So it gets pretty wild in this story, and of course. That is some controversial stuff right there. Now, during this, his son is sent by the MI6 in order to take him down. And it ends up in this like just crazy epilogue where the two face off against each other, and he's got one final surprise in store. Like I said, this was just action packed. The pacing was so fast, couldn't put it down. I love the art style, love the art here. It definitely does great for the story. And so a lot of fun. But that Illuminati central sort of thing where they're evil, the government's evil, the super rich are evil, is an interesting theme in here. And then I started thinking about how Mark Millar does things in his general deals, and I started thinking about the Magic Order. And what's the Magic Order? It's a New World Order Illuminati who is like manipulating reality through magic in order to just protect the world from, I guess, seeing any of this stuff that actually exists. And they control everything, and they're super corrupt as well. And they're fighting corruption within each other, and they're just not good people as well. And in this volume 2, which I also just read, a bunch of magic users who were kind of cast off in the last 1,000 years rise up to try to fight against the magic order that's there today, sensing that there's some weakness involved in them. Now, this is a 6-issue series, so it's it's paced a little bit slower, not much. And you get some cool monsters, you get some cool concepts through this, and you see the magic order, actually going and suppressing magic. They actually suppress a kid's monster under the bed who's out and slaughters a bunch of people. And meanwhile, these other groups are building up a case against them and building up something against them as well. And the art in this is fantastic as well. So two super fast-paced books, and they both have that sort of like Illuminati. They both have that sort of shadow government theme to it. And it makes you wonder, like, I guess Mark Millar here, like I said, we're going to analyze this from a psychological standpoint. He's a very much I'd say a champion of the downtrodden, the champion of the people, and calls out these rigged systems. And this is what he does with his work right here. He calls out these rigged systems in a way where it does make you think about it. It makes you think, geez, these people at the top of the chain really are exploiting a lot of people. And this goes through everything, through publishing, through entertainment, through the government, through, of course, tech industry, and a lot of other stuff. And that's all done very thematically here. And this power just kind of corrupts people is kind of like the theme of all this stuff. Whenever you have that kind of power, it does absolutely corrupt. Then I started thinking about Jupiter's Children, Jupiter's Legacy, which I read a while back. And it's the same thing. Like, these super-powered beings go out, and what do? They immediately just take over the world and then try to implement their own order because they've got the power, and then they get corrupted, right? So if you look at almost all of his work, these themes are apparent in a lot of these books here, and it makes for a very interesting thought process and very interesting read through here. So yeah, I tricked you with the title to watching a comic book review. I very much enjoyed King of Spies. I think it's actually probably some of my top 5 works of his, and I enjoyed Magic Order number 2. I would rate the former a 9 out of 10, Magic Order Volume 2 an 8 out of 10 for those who are interested in those. And thank you for watching us talk about comics. That's the best part about this channel here. So yes, check out my books if you like my opinions on things. I have a very different style than Mark Millar. I don't go for that extreme, dark, over-the-top, edgy sort of stuff so much. This is very much a much more PG action adventure, but you will enjoy it, and it is fast-paced like his stuff. So I appreciate you guys for checking things out. This is in the description below. Grab it today, and please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us. Leave a comment. Have you read these books? What do you think about Mark Millar's sort of like background socio-political commentary to these books? Love to hear from you. We'll be back soon.